Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. The only thing better is to watch the putt made on the 18th hole by JJ. I know he has the last name Spawn, but everybody should just remember him as JJ. A nobody. I think he's been playing on the tour or something for like 9 years. The longest putt he's ever made was on 18. And the longest putt he'd ever made was the one he made earlier. I don't know what hole it was.
Wasn't he a walk-on in college, too?
He was a walk-on, yes. And has played on various tours. He's played everywhere. He's also, I believe, first of all, I should welcome Bryan Bulaga. Welcome.
Thank you.
I've decided I'm not going to ask how you are.
Okay.
But I am going to ask, is there just something that you want to lead with? I think that's a better question. If your answer is no, that's fine. But I feel like I'm neglecting my job. It is the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. But I don't want you to feel bad if you don't have anything, because I don't want anybody to think, well, come on. Haven't they prepared? And the answer is no. Our lives are our preparation.
Yeah, I mean, opening. I mean, you're jumping into it, man. I think that golf tournament. I mean, I don't know if people watched it or if they didn't watch it. If you didn't watch it, you missed a great 4 days. And I know, you listen to players as they got done with their round and how frustrated they were. But that is a test of golf. That is a challenge of what they went through. And you saw the winner 1 under. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's hard. When professionals can only go 1 under par over 4 days, that is a test of golf. And to me, that is entertaining. Like, that is some of the best golf I've watched in a long time. Watching guys go 27 under isn't fun. Like, that's not entertaining to me. Like, I don't want to see guys make birdies and eagles on every single hole. I want to see guys have to try to make pars when bogeys sometimes are good. And that's what we watched this weekend. And it was an incredible performance by JJ, as you put. There were points in that round. I think he started off with six bogeys in the first.
He had 5 bogeys on the first 6 holes.
Yeah.
He shot 40 on the front. Just so you know what 40 is like, Bryan Bulaga is not happy when he shoots 40 on a 9. Is that correct?
I mean, I shot it what? Saturday.
Okay.
I shot it 40 on the front.
I didn't ask
Saturday.
if you shoot it. I said, when you shoot 40, you're not happy. He shot 40, and it was amazing it was 40 because that's 5 over par, and he was 5 over par after 6 holes. I don't believe it's ever been done before. I don't believe anybody has ever started that poorly and then finished the way he did. But the Institute can go to work.
It was incredible. It was literally incredible. And to see how he battled back, and you saw it slowly happening, right? You saw it slowly be coming back, making a putt here, making a putt there. But then, I mean, you could say what you want, but the utter collapse by Burns and Scott at the top, seeing both those guys shoot 78, 79 in the final round is just, oh.
Yeah,
wow.
well, everybody collapsed other than 2 guys, JJ and McIntyre. And if they hadn't shot so well, I would argue with you, Bryan Bulaga, and say the course was unfair. You can't say it's unfair when players playing at the same time, 2 of them play so well.
Yeah, no, exactly. But the thing is, like, you look at the way the tournament ended. It ended it ended fair. I mean, like it was one under. Then the next guy was what? A one over, and then it went down from there. Like it was very,
Yeah.
it was a tight leaderboard.
Yeah, it
so
was like 5. Yeah, but I think that they delayed. They stopped play once. They could easily have stopped it again. I mean, there was an amount of water that was incredible, given how the course was anyway. But they all had to play under it. So,
yep.
Well,
the Burns ruling was bad.
Yes.
The Burns ruling was really bad.
I mean, when he had to put on a swimsuit to hit the shot, I think they should have known that maybe there was too much water. But I don't know the rules well enough to know. And the problem was that I'm sure they're thinking, look at what other people positions they've been in and the shots they hit. They just didn't. They just didn't play well enough. He was unlucky, but still, he doesn't have to hit the shot that he did if he knows it's that wet. All right. Seems to me you adjust the shot that you take, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know
so.
what that is. So.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what he hits in that situation, right? Like, I don't know what he does at that point in time.
I am putting ESPN the top 10 on suspension probation. Do you realize that putt? What was it? 64 feet or something? I don't even.
Yeah, 65 feet.
65 feet was not the top play of the day.
What?
It was number 2. Somebody sent that to me on Twitter. Make sure it's accurate because sometimes people make stuff up on Twitter. Twitter's only, or ask you Wikipedia. Yes, I believe that they should admit the mistake. That should be the number 1 play of the year.
Yes.
No one has ever done anything close to that. And the only thing that takes away a little bit is he didn't need to make it to win. All he needed to 2 putts. So people should be aware of that if they weren't watching. He didn't win because of that. He won by 2 strokes because of it. So he didn't need to make it. But that doesn't change how incredible it is because there are many players that have 3 putted in that situation and ended up going into the playoff or something. So
absolutely.
It's one of the greatest shots in the history of golf, understanding the importance of a major and the importance of the U.S. Open. The greatest game, the greatest tournaments for an American are Masters in the U.S. Open. Some pick one, some pick the other. But that, for example, the shot that DeChambeau hit last year, that was nice. That was impressive. Not as good as this one.
I agree.
He hit it in.
I mean, so look at it this way, right? Like, think about amateur golfers, right? Like, just think about us. What are the chances of us making that putt and us getting lucky and hitting a DeChambeau shot out of the bunker like that? Like, there's a chance we can get lucky and hit a DeChambeau bunker shot, right? Like,
there's a good chance that you might never in your life make a putt 64 feet ever.
Correct. Exactly.
I don't know that. I think I'll have to check at Muskego Lakes. I made an eagle once on a par 5 in a scramble. But I don't know that a scramble really counts. Well, maybe it does. I still had to putt it. But I'd have to check. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go out on the course and see if I can say I actually did it once. But
yeah, I'm not saying DeChambeau shot's easy. I'm saying, like I said, you get lucky maybe. And, you get it out of the bunker and it flies. Like, what I'm saying? Like, you get lucky. But, like, making a 64-foot putt that's, breaking, it looked like it broke about 4.5 feet. I mean, under the circumstance it was. I mean, incredible. So, to me, it is one of the greatest
I
shots.
would say that if you hit a game-winning 3 in the 7th game of the NBA Finals or in the final game of the NCAA, more than 90 feet. Now, the court is 94 feet, so you'd have – if you hit it short of the backcourt free throw line, I'll give you credit for taking over the number 1 spot. But it's got to be that far away. And, again, with the game on the line, okay, you'd only have to be you'd be down by 1. And with 1 second to go, you make a 90-footer to win the game by 2. I'll say you'll trump JJ. But I want to do my Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, Brian, that ESPN recognizing the stupidity of it not being the the play of the day should announce that it will be the play of the year. They probably they do that in December, right? They have the top 10 plays of the year. Don't they do that, Pebble? Yeah, they should say, barring an alien playing or something, I don't know, this will be the top play of the year. I don't know how you could meet. The only way you could beat it is if you don't think golf's important.
Correct.
I mean, like there could be something epic in lacrosse, and I'm going to have a hard time making it. No. One, you score the game-winning goal from a hotel across the street. I don't know. I've been fascinated because he's different. According to Wikipedia, he's a type 1 diabetes. He's a diabetic, which is, I don't know how many players did you ever play with that were type 1 diabetic?
I don't believe any.
Yeah.
I don't believe any.
Ron Santo was the first player that I remember back in the 60s, and then he died of various ailments because he didn't adhere to the diet you need to have if you're a diabetic. But, it said he was type 2, and then they gave him the bad, I don't know, whatever they gave him didn't work, and then they realized he was type 1, and no one mentioned it in the his ceremony. I just thought that's pretty rare now. Maybe I would ask somebody, is it okay if I mention it? He seemed calm enough you could ask him anything.
Yeah. That guy seems about as cool on the golf course as you can get.
Yes.
Like, doesn't seem bothered by anything.
And they told the story once that he was very unhappy with his play and was ready to give up. And on a plane, he saw the movie Wimbledon, which is the story of some unknown guy who becomes and wins Wimbledon, and it made him think that maybe he could still do it.
How about that?
I know. Makes me want to watch Wimbledon. Maybe I could get a 4-hour show again. I don't know. Anyway, it's the whole way he played, and McIntyre is just, there's no way to describe. I mean, I don't know. You think of a quarterback in the first quarter, he throws 3 interceptions, and then after the first three quarters, you're down by 14. He throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. It just doesn't happen. People don't respond that way when they're on that day struggling so much, as we saw with many of the other players.
Yep.
Once they lost it, and not everybody watches. This is me being older than you. They used to say the U.S. Open doesn't start until the final 9 holes, but you never got to watch anything but the final 9 holes. They'd show you the final 9 holes on Saturday, and then on Sunday, maybe a couple hours on ABC, and that was it. So you had no idea of what was going on like you did yesterday.
Yeah, the coverage was great. You got to see everything going on from almost the first tee off.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
And
the coverage was great.
Coverage is especially great when they're just hacking it up.
Yes.
You just never see that.
No, it's amazing. I've never seen more one-arm finishes in my life.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic. It reminds me of when I go out with my buddies and we hack it around. It's like, this is great. Like, this is fantastic. This is golf. You know.
All right. It is 5:15. We have addressed that. Do you agree with my club that the ESPN should announce in agreement that they messed up totally, that it will be the number 1 play of the year, his 64-foot? Because
it is.
I look forward and challenge the Institute. I always do that on Twitter. I love it because the Twitter Institute is strong. Little mean, but strong. They'll come after you. If there's something that has occurred in this season better than that, let me know, because I will right now state how many months ahead the number 1 play of the year, the putt. What was it? 60 what? 65
feet.
65 feet. That's 20 yards. That's look. Think of a football field. Yes.
Yeah.
Think of that. It's more than 20 yards, actually. It's almost 22 yards. No.
Nothing's beating that. I mean, something crazy has to, like you said, like something absolutely wild has to happen, and like you look at what's going on, like, right, like, and you can't talk about like a regular season NFL game like that. Like, no, you can't put that in the same context of what this is a major championship. So, like, in the context of it, it is the biggest play.
The
Like,
catch the Giants made, who was the guy who caught David Tyree or whatever on that pass by Eli Manning?
Yeah.
That I would say you'd have a chance, but even that isn't at the end of the game like the last play.
Yeah, it's not the last play. Yeah.
As this was. All right. Any questions that you have for Bryan Bulaga? Of course, you go to the chat and in YouTube. What is it under? ESPN Milwaukee? Is that
ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube?
And so you can have any questions because I got questions, and I got a statement that I will allow the break so Bryan can argue if he wishes to. The discussion was there was some question that was asked which quarterback in the division has the most pressure, and I thought that's not the question. The question is, does everybody realize there is absolutely no pressure on Jordan Love? There are few players in the history of the league that have had less pressure than he does. You know why? What's he making? $55 million. And let's say he has a horrible year this year. What's he going to make in next year? $55 million. And you know what? He's still the starting quarterback. He throws one touchdown pass and 33 interceptions. Next season, he's making $55 million, and he is your starting quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And only Bryan Bulaga can explain how that creates any pressure, even the height of an ant. Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Moving along very slowly on southbound 43, heading down from about Burleigh all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. Northbound, we're slowing down right about just north of Fond du Lac Avenue. We've got a vehicle pulled over by a couple of squads off on the right shoulder, and that's slowing things down there, and it stays slow all the way up to Keith. Southbound on 41 still have that accident just south of Good Hope Road off on the left shoulder. More delays all the way down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy, warm, a low of 65. Tomorrow, warm and humid, scattered storms, mainly at night, a high of 84. Weather's brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof, siding, and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
And one of the reasons why Jair no longer fits what they are doing is because he's not physical like he was until Najee Harris ran him over in 2021.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
That's just the reality. And Jeff Hafley relies on his corners to tackle and be physical.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at Discount Liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. Buy any one 15-pack of 16-ounce aluminum bottles of Miller Lite, Coors Light, or Coors Banquet, or any one 12-pack of Happy Thursday Spiked Refresher, and receive one free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at WeSell.kw.com.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and I've got to tell you about my go-to car wash, Tsunami Express. Get your ride looking its best and ride the wave at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for that perfect shine. Sign up for a monthly membership and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Skip the wait with the fast lane and take advantage of great perks. With locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant, Tsunami Express has you covered. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Visit TsunamiExpress.com to learn more.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. Bryan Bulaga, the doctor of football. But there's more. Partners, please.
That's right. I want to talk about my friends at Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than a nice cold Surfside iced tea and vodka, or Surfside lemonade vodka to break the heat. Listen, there's a lot of options out there for the drinks on the shelf. Believe me, it's confusing, but let me tell you why Surfside is my favorite. It tastes cleaner than all the other ones. Doesn't have that sugary, nasty taste when you get done drinking a couple of them. You can, believe me, enjoy more than just one because they're just that good. There's a bunch of different flavors. My favorite's the half lemonade, half tea, but there's peach tea, raspberry lemonade, so many more. Believe me, trust me, you're gonna love these things. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside's only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy, no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Fisco Auto Body, so you'll have an auto body place forever. How am I so sure it's right? Well, Fisco Auto Body in Forest Home in Franklin, it's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. It's still in the family. It's still being done by the Fiscos, which means consider and think about what age they probably start doing this. Yeah, long. And so that's how they can be that good. On Forest Home in Franklin, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin, expert workmanship, guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. You'll thank them, and at some point you'll thank me for telling you about them. I like that. Fisco, to remember the name. I did a tease the way you do a tease, so I said there are very few people ever in their life that will feel less pressure than Jordan Love feels right now. Whatever he does, however poorly he does it, there will be no price to be paid. He's going to be the starting quarterback next season in 2026 if healthy, and he's going to be making $50 million. Tell me how there can be any significant pressure at all on such an individual. And doing so now will be Bryan Bulaga.
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at it from that standpoint. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of guarantees in his deal right now, right? I mean, he just inked it last year, and there's a lot of security in his contract. I think it's from him personally, right? I think is where the pressure is going to come, right? Like, I think that's where it's going to come. It's going to come from a personal standpoint and a pride standpoint, and that's where it is because he knows how good of a player he is. He knows the standard that's set. And he knows, like, obviously how well he played, his first year as a quarterback. I'm not saying he played bad last year, but there were moments that were up and down last year, and he knows how well he can play. So the pressure is going to come from just himself and what he expects from himself and kind of what he wants to live up to his teammates. But you look at it from a whole, yeah, I mean, like, listen, he's very secure in his deal. Like, I mean, you look at the rest of those guys on that list, right? Like, nobody has any, like McCarthy and Williams, like, those guys need to prove that they can win in this league. Like, honestly, like, they need to prove that they can win. Obviously, I would say if anything, I say Goff and Love are the bottom two guys, and the two young guys are at the top. They have the most to prove, and Goff and Love are
right.
Goff's
What
probably
happens?
at the bottom.
Here's pressure. Okay, if I screw up, I'm done. All right, that's the biggest pressure.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there is zero of that for Jordan Love. He can't do anything badly enough. The only way that he doesn't play next year is if he loses a leg. That I will not play him with one leg, or if he gets an injury. That was probably a mean way to put it. But, and I just know the players or anybody in their life, the pressure is I mess up, I lose what I have.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's really all just it's an internal pressure that you put on yourself, right? Like it's not about like obviously he's at a point now, contractually and financially that the money isn't the pressure point. It is the play and the standard, right? Like and now it is a performance pressure, right? And to me,
well, and if there's a year, whenever it is, where you risk losing the 50 and that's over. And granted, you got whatever you have in the bank can make you feel, but that's also a pressure that I'm sure exists.
No, yeah, and that'll come down the road, right? Like when you're playing for an extension, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's a different story, right? Like we could talk about that when that rolls around, but that's not for some time now. So, to me, he's playing for what he expects to be his standard. I mean, you look on the flip side, right, of that list. I think JJ McCarthy, obviously, he's got
huge pressure.
Yes, because they did it last year with Sam Darnold, right? Like, and now they bring in him, and you know what's going to happen if it starts going rocky. Not just the fans, but the head coach, potentially the players are going. We could have had Aaron Rodgers. We said no to Aaron, and we stuck with this, and this isn't going well, and the fans are going to start talking about that. We could have done this, this, and this, and that's the pressure that he has on his shoulder now. They put everything on him. Everything was loaded onto him when he hasn't even really taken a preseason snap, technically, right? Like, so they're counting everything on him, and it's not the same as when they handed the reins over from, Favre to Aaron and now Aaron to Love. Like, you got to see these guys in training camp and preseason for years, right? Like they got to know those guys in time. This is completely different. JJ McCarthy had a medical red shirt. Like that's what it was. It was a medical red shirt where he didn't do anything.
He could be done after this year.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. No, I think they're going to give him more than this year. I mean, at minimum next year too. I think he'll get 2 years to get this thing right. You wonder how it couldn't work out with the amount of talent they have over there, but that's what's going to make it so glaring if it doesn't work. Right? Like that's what's going to make it so glaring if it doesn't work is the amount of talent they have offensively and what they were able to do last year with Darnold. Like that is what's going to make it so obvious. It's not like, oh, this was a team that was already struggling offensively and, we'll see how the rookie can improve it a little bit and he'll get better. No, like they were good offensively last year. It wasn't like they were a dud. So we'll see how that kind of improves. Then obviously with Williams, to me, was it the head coach? Was it the offense? Or is the new head coach going to solve all these issues?
Yeah, and if the new head coach can't solve any of them, he's not going to be done because they have too much invested. But he's going to be.
That's my question. Like
he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but then that's exactly right. Then who do you start looking at? Is it the player? Is it the coach? Well, you did all this to get Ben Johnson, right? And
he's taking he's taking all the pressure. They've done everything. I don't know what else you could do. They got all the offensive line. They've got other skilled people, and they brought in the great mind. And I've asked you before, but it isn't required that he be great all the time. But he's got to show something, or
exactly
the head coach isn't committed to him. He could move on, right?
Yeah, they did everything that they were supposed to do this offseason, right? Offensive line, head coach, new ideas, everything. They did everything, Chicago, from, protecting Caleb Williams' standpoint. So let's see it, right? Like, let's see it. Change of scheme, better offensive line, everything, right? Well, let's see how it goes. Like, I mean, that's the better, if you put all these better things around him, let's see how that turns out. So I take Tauscher's list and flip it. Like, that's how I look at it. I think the two guys, Love and Goff, are at the bottom. That's the way I look at it.
I'm joining your club. Third quarter with Bryan Bulaga. I don't have a tease near as good as the last one. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We got some delays northbound on 43 coming up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to about Keefe. Southbound slowing down from Keefe down through the Marquette to the KK River. Westbound 94 backing up from just before 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes from Moreland Road past Calhoun. And the bypass heading southbound. We got some delays from Beloit Road down and around the Hale to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, warm with a low of 65. Tomorrow, warm and humid, scattered storms mainly at night, a high of 84. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
I am very much Super Bowl or bust with this Lions team. That's how complete they are. With all the injuries that they had on defense, they still find a way to get the win. The aggressiveness from Dan Campbell, it just feels like they have that je ne sais quoi around them, that vibe of winning. They've got the momentum, they've got the talent, they've got the coaching. They really are the complete package.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee fans, Bryan Bulaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
They say seeing is believing. And when you check out what's waiting for you at American Place Casino, you'll definitely believe you'll love it. From thrilling gaming to top-notch service, we're changing the game. Come play all your favorites like blackjack, craps, roulette, and the latest slots. Catch a game at the sportsbook, enjoy great restaurants, bars, and more. If you're ready for excitement, exceptional service, and an experience you'll never forget, then we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game. Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. A big focus in America today is your health. And you can't be fully healthy if you are not physically mobile to do the things you want to do. If you're someone that keeps on experiencing that joint pain, then you need to visit QC Kinetics. When I go to QC Kinetics' Greenfield location, I am amazed at everything that they have to give you your life back and finally fix that pain that you're experiencing. Everything they do is top of the line. From the free consultation where you can get an ultrasound of your joints and see what is nagging you in real time, to the effective and long-lasting treatments of PRP and stem cells that they offer to give you long-lasting pain relief. Be one of the tens of thousands of other patients who now have a pain-free life because of the treatments they received at QC Kinetics. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. I went there long ago and told me they've been doing it great for over 20 years. I said, impressive, he says, but not good enough. So what do you mean? He says, yeah, we got to do even better. So we've added Dr. Nausheen Abbas has joined the team so that we can deal with even more issues of eye care at the very best. Now accepting new patients, not happy with 20 great years, got to get even better. That is Holtebeck Eye Center. Don't mess with your vision, whatever the age, whatever the problem. Trust the experts from Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com. Mentioned that I suggested you put it up as the Discount Liquor Twitter poll question, right, Pebble?
I did indeed, at the Homer Hour on Twitter, at ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter.
And that it should be the 65-foot putt by JJ should be, we're on a first-name basis, should be the play of the year for the year 2025, even though it's June. And they messed up by not even having it the number one last night. Someone mentioned that there was a great catch. The home run robbery by a center fielder beats it by far. And there are lots of years left. And I said, if he had no glove, maybe. We see catches, amazing catches, every night on Top 10 at every level of play. You see it in college, and as I said, and then mentioned it, he could have two-putted and still won. Yes, but that doesn't change the length of the putt and the situation that it was.
It sealed it. It sealed it.
It sealed it. And again, I used to think that the catches were amazing in baseball. But as a result of the top 10, I don't.
Yeah. They happen all the time.
Yes.
They happen all the time.
I'll bet every night there is an amazing catch. Now, the ones that I am impressed by, like if you bust the fence down or something, or you flip over and we don't see the person anymore. Sometimes they can be even more amazing on the sidelines rather than So I'm standing by my position. And again, I think it was the greatest finish for a Grand Slam event since literally when Johnny Miller on the same course shot a 63 and came from. But he played so much earlier than everybody else. If that had happened yesterday, everybody would have complained that there was an unfair disadvantage to the people playing at the end because.
Correct.
I can't remember last week, but I can't remember watching many matches or tournaments, I should say, where there was as much water as there was.
No,
and they spent all this time. Yeah.
Tons.
All right. Now we get to, unless you have another tough Packer question. I was going to ask the tough Packer question. Who's going to be the first one to depart? Goody, LaFleur, or Jordan Love? But I don't know that there's any real point to that. That just seems like a mean question.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody's going to depart after this year. That's why I think it's mean. There's no way. They're all back for another year.
Yes, no one's going
They've
anywhere. Yes, no one's going. Yeah, no one's going anywhere. And I would even say not for 2 years. I would say not even for 2 years. And I think you look at Matt's resume as a coach. You look at Goody the way, regardless of who he signs. I mean, the guy has been bringing in good free agents. He's been drafting well. If you look at the young talent that he's been bringing in, you can say what you want, right? But the way the team is run and the players that are there, there's good players, right? The team is good. It's a good team. Could it be better? Of course. I think we could always say that, right? Like, you could always say the team can be better, right? Like, and you always feel that way. But you look at it as a whole, and I think he's done a good job, right? And especially he's done a good job when you move on from a Hall of Fame quarterback, like, right? When you and that's going to be the toughest part, right? When you move on from that, you got to rebuild the entire identity of the team and what you do, and he's done that. And he's in the process of that. So I think he's done good with that. And Jordan Love, like, I think he's going to be there for a while. Like, I really do. I don't think this is a short-term thing. I think he's going to be there for a while. So, this isn't like a 1 year or a 2 year thing. I think they're going to be together for a while here.
All right, to a better question, because I'm stealing this from Tauscher, because I've talked about, I think, the importance of, they need to get to the NFC Championship game. But Tausch focused, when I was listening, to the need to win the division. And I thought, I think that's where teams used to start it, because they know how much better that puts you in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So that makes... I'm willing to say no. They got to win the division. The most important thing is win the division, and it speaks to how good Detroit is, how good their coach has been. But I don't know. I'm asking you, because coaches used to say it always started with win the division, and we'll take it from there. Is that accurate? Is that what they said to you or not?
100%. You have to. The first goal is always win the NFC North. That was the first goal, because you knew if you did that, you were going to get one out of the 4 seeds, right? And you would get a home playoff game. And that's the most important thing is winning the division, getting a home playoff game, one way or the other, right? Like, so to me, that is the most important thing to kick this thing off is assert your dominance over the division. Now, it's the way this division's been building, easier said than done, right? Like, this is probably the most competitive this division has been. Probably, I mean, I'm thinking back to probably, I mean, it's been a while since it's been super, probably when Detroit was making their playoff run, when Sue was there, and Stafford,
even though the Bears
there.
won it in 2010, and the Packers, and that has probably misguided all of us to forget the importance of winning the division.
Yes,
because generally, if you don't win the division, you're not going to do what they did in 2010. We'll have to check. Somebody, the Institute, how many teams have won the Super Bowl not winning their division versus how many have won the Super Bowl winning their division.
Yeah, I mean, it just sets you up in a better position because, like you said, it doesn't give you that 7-1 or technically 7-2 matchup that you're set up with right off the get, right?
Yeah.
You get set up with a 7-2 matchup or a 6-3. That's unfavorable, right? Like, and you just don't want to start out with that. So, to me, I think a lot of people are going into this season, I think, looking as, the division's already written off, right? Like, hey, let's focus on. I don't think so. Like, I don't look at it that way as much. Do I think it's going to be difficult to win? Absolutely, because I think Detroit's still going to be really good. We're going to see about Minnesota and J.J. McCarthy, right? Like, we're going to see how he plays and how he is as a quarterback.
Yeah, I feel like they got to beat Detroit. You got to beat Detroit. I'm not even thinking about Chicago, not even thinking about Minnesota, and
No, you can't think about those two teams yet until they get out there and play, right? Like, I mean, and then that's the thing. Like, obviously, Minnesota, I think, has a little more juice behind their name because of what they even did last year with Sam Darnold, and they're returning obviously pretty much everybody.
Yep.
The defense is still really good. So, like, I think Minnesota, if the quarterback play is good, they're going to be good. Like, that's just what it is. Chicago is going to be the outlier, and how quickly can they take to the Ben Johnson offense? That's really what it is. But I'm not like looking at this as, all right, let's hope Green Bay can be a 5 seed. No. I'm not there yet. Like, I think Green Bay can be very competitive in the division, and push Detroit for the North.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think I want the position of this show, which of course is your show, so you can change it. The number one thing everybody should be thinking about regarding the Green Bay Packers is win the division. And I think that would already have been the point, except that everybody has 2000 to 10 and go, Homer, well, no, you don't have to.
Yeah, you wanted those stats too, Homer. Since the start of the Super Bowl era in 1967, 7 NFL teams have won the Super Bowl as a wild card or non-division winner.
7!
Yeah.
I checked. 1967 was a long time ago.
The Packers were one of those in 2010.
Right. Now, I do say this, and I'm curious because now you have more wild cards than ever before, right? Like, when did the league become all the divisions of 4 teams, right? 8 divisions of 4 teams, right? I don't think it's they changed because, I mean, you remember when the Packers had 5 teams in the division. I don't know, when did they become 8? Because I would think then you'd have to assess what has it been since that time.
Yeah, the teams transitioned to 4-team divisions in 2002.
Okay, since 2002, that's when I would also like to know how many wild cards.
So that means there's been 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
The Steelers in 2005, the Giants in 2007, the Packers in 2010, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2020.
Okay, so you do have a little bit better chance. That's 4 in 23 years.
Well, wouldn't the Giants have been in 2011? The Giants won in 2011 as the 7 or 6.
Did they? Let me see here.
They beat us. We were the 1.
Yeah, that's correct. All right, we will get there.
Oh, they won the division. They won their division though. They were 9-7. They finished first.
Oh, they won their division.
Oh,
you didn't even know what that team was. Come on.
I thought they were the 6th seed. I really did.
They may have been. But they finished first. It says here they finished first.
They may not have had the same setup for the seeds.
Oh, okay. I thought they were the 6. Okay, that's my bad.
No, it's my bad because I didn't even know.
No, I
didn't remember it either.
6. Who was the 6th that year? Who was the 6th seed?
We'll look that up. We need a break, and then we'll get some answers for you. Now, that's a good tease. And also, the most amazing thing you have ever seen in sports, like the finish of a game. We mentioned the U.S. Open, that you don't have to – if you have to think, then you don't have an answer. Because everybody – I don't care what level it was. It could be high school, college, where you saw something and it was so incredible, even more than a 65-foot putt.
The 6th that year was Detroit.
Okay. All right. I'm like you. How is that?
Yeah, the Giants were the 4 seed.
So I were 4.
The Packers was the number 1 seed, yeah.
Okay. And they won their previous game, right?
Yeah, the Giants were the 4. They beat the 5 seed Atlanta 24-2.
So it's 1 versus 4.
Oh.
So they were the bottom. They were the bottom division winner.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've had 4 since in the 23 years, and then you had 3 in 35 years. So it is a little bit easier the way they've set it up, but still, 4 in 23. That's not the way I'd want to go. I don't think I'm gonna go in that direction next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, here's Jeff Levering.
Thanks, Gina Della from Pella. What a beautiful day to have new windows and doors installed.
Every day is beautiful because Pella installs year-round during all seasons.
It's so hard to guess that next pitch. The customizations seem endless.
And it doesn't have to be super expensive. Pella has a product line for every budget.
And if it is time for a major upgrade, rest easy by scoring no interest and no payments for up to 2 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 6/30/2025.
Summerfest welcomes Def Leppard. This Thursday night, American Family Insurance Amphitheater during Summerfest. Get set to get rocked, Def Leppard, with special guest Tesla. Tickets on sale now at Summerfest.com and Ticketmaster outlets. Def Leppard, brought to you by Summerfest.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor. If it's a celebrate or tailgate, when you're gonna recreate upstate. If it's a holiday, birthday, any date, you can save at discount liquor.
It's the world's largest music festival, and you'll be there compliments of Discount Liquor. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. There is no other party like Summerfest. So get the fun started by stopping in to Discount Liquor. When you buy any one 12-pack of Blue Moon or Blue Moon Light, or any one 12-pack of Arnold Palmer Spiked Hard Tea, you'll receive a free Summerfest ticket. Visit us at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
See us for your free Summerfest ticket and check out our specials at discountliquorinc.com.
Discount Liquor.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16 at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. He has on the line a half-hour show on basketball only if the Indiana Pacers win the finals, which he predicted before the start of Game 1. Game 5 is tonight, and the game starts at 7:30. How are you feeling about you were feeling probably better before Game 4.
Yeah, I was. But listen, I still like them. I still like them. They're playing good. They're playing good. They just got to finish. Just got to finish games, and they'll be fine. But I still like them. They got, they got fight in them.
They do.
I
do want to mention that I was having to fake trying to look and schedule when that half hour will be. I have no longer looked to worry about scheduling it. I'm
that
feeling
confident.
No, I'm not that confident. If I certainly believe that Indiana could win, and in fact, my only concern is that Oklahoma City better realize that. But I think they're just a little bit better, and they had them in trouble. This was at some point in the last game. I actually thought, Indiana's just better. They're defending Oklahoma City better, and then all of a sudden, I don't understand. All of a sudden, Indiana couldn't make any shots. Oklahoma City's making shots, and just at the point when I thought it was over and maybe the series was over, they come back and win. And so I don't know what to think other than that whenever a team is ahead, they usually lose.
Exactly. That's the nature of this series
in this series. So it's been unbelievable. All right, most amazing thing ever in sports that you can remember for an end-of-the-game event. And maybe it's because I was so young, but I will never forget the final play in the Ice Bowl because I was so scared at the age of, 12, 13. The first time in my life, I could not look at the TV. I was so scared. I turned the other way, and I heard, I don't know who was race guy, Star, touchdown. Yes. As of course, if you don't know, while I grew up near Chicago, I was a Packer fan because I wasn't taught how to be a fan. I thought you took the teams that were the best. So I took the Packers and have been a fan ever since. And I ask this because I'm curious when other people think of one, that I'm sure there are others, but end of the game moment. Have any, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, to me, well, a lot of them, the one I remember clear as day watching with my dad and my brother sitting on the couch was the Jordan final shot against the Jazz, pushing off. And the shot, just clear as day. I mean, I vividly remember it it was against Russell, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
The slight push off, step back. I mean, just unbelievable. I remember it clear as day. Something that's burned into my memory forever.
Right, and you thought, you were certain he was going to make it. I mean, that's the incredible confidence. It was like a putt for Tiger Woods. I don't know if I saw it, but I saw it a number of times. I'm not sure. Did you see when he hit the one to beat Cleveland? Was it Craig Elo that was guarding him? And back then, he wasn't Michael Jordan yet.
No, yeah. But it was every time, when I was watching him grow up, you thought every time he shot in those situations, it was going in. Yep. That's just the way you felt when you watched Jordan. And you were sad when it didn't go in because you just thought for sure it was going to go in. That's just how confident you were as a fan, watching him play. And when they were in those NBA finals, when he got to the finals, it was just they're going to win.
That's right.
They're going to win. That's just what
never played a Game 7. Nobody ever even got him to Game 7. And my assessment of this is a realization that it's always going to depend on what team you were a fan of, that you're going to remember that the most. I mean, I'll never forget, you'll have this, being on the field when Wisconsin won the Rose Bowl the first time under Barry Alvarez. And I don't know who the quarterback from UCLA, they let us get on the field. And I'll never forget thinking, oh, my God, they're going to win the game. I mean, you knew they could, but it was at that point, and I don't know, he ran instead of threw. I don't know. It just seemed like he made a stupid play. But so whatever someone's memory is, I understand it may not be the biggest, but it's going to be yours because of the team. But yes, Michael Jordan has many. I don't know that you'll ever be as confident as a fan as you were then. Nobody. No. Maybe Tiger Woods was.
Yeah, maybe Tiger. You'd feel good about Tiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're in a playoff. Other guys losing. All right, NBA coming up. The game starts at 7:30, the tip. Next.
Southbound on 43, we are backing up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette over the high-rise bridge. You'll ease up until you get to about Lapham. That's where the delays will kick in again, all the way down towards the